I say that I am better now, better now. I only say that 'cause you're not around, not around. You know.
What's up, everybody? It is your boy, the Tatumeister, back at it again. Yes, on a Tuesday, no less, or Wednesday, I guess. So I know I said Underwater was going to be the first review of the year. I will post that review later. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know if it deserves a video review or not, but this movie certainly did. My first 2020 review of 2020 will be Bad Boys for Life. Directed by, well, I honestly don't know. Directed by a film-making duo, Aldo Albert and Bilal Falal, who made a movie called Black. I never seen it. This is their first, major film. Produced once again by Jerry Bruckheimer and Will Smith and Doug Brogard. Jerry Bruckheimer produced all the movies. Screenplay by Peter Craig, John Cardigan, and Bruce Primer. And obviously starring Martin Lawrence and Will Smith. Duh. This is the third installment in the Bad Boys trilogy. The long-awaited third movie in the trilogy, I know. It took them, 17 years for this film to come out? Was it worth the wait? That is the question. Was Bad Boys for Life, Bad Boys 3, was it worth the wait? 100%. So yeah, I actually rewatched Bad Boys 1 and 2 to get ready for this movie. And I honestly really love those films. Those films are honestly my childhood. They were nostalgic, especially Bad Boys 2. I think Bad Boys 2 is actually better than the first one. I'm not saying Bad Boys 1 isn't great. It's a classic. But Bad Boys 2 just amped it up. And Michael Bay is just awesome. That was when Michael Bay was in his prime. But, my gosh, guys. Bad Boys for Life was the live-action equivalent of Toy Story 3. Well worth the wait. It was absolutely godlike. Just in every possible... There's no way, I feel, they could have made this movie any better than it was, because it was utter perfection. I mean, it's not a masterpiece, but for a Bad Boys movie, it's a masterpiece. I honestly want to go see this again. And I don't know if there's any movie in 2020 that's going to top this thing, because this was unreal. When I rewatch Bad Boys 2, I'm like, they're going to have to do a lot to top Bad Boys 2, because I don't know how they're going to top it, because I love Bad Boys 2. It's an awesome movie. I give it a 9.2. Very enjoyable flick. They somehow did. And why? Because, well, for one, the villains. The villains in this movie are some of the best action villains you will ever see. There's two villains. A female villain and a male villain. I won't reveal who they are. There's a lot of spoilers in this movie. There's lots of big plot twists I cannot reveal. But the villains on this movie are exceptional. Even better than the Bad Boys 2 villain. I know. I didn't think that was possible, but they somehow topped the Bad Boys 2 villain. And I love that guy, but these are great villains. This is how you do it. And Martin Lawrence and Will Smith coming back to play these characters again. They were born for this. Bro, it's like they really love playing these characters. These characters are their life to them. It's what got them famous. I mean, I guess you can equate other stuff to Will Smith and Martin Lawrence's fame. But honestly, when I think of Martin Lawrence and Will Smith as careers, the first Bad Boys trilogy, the Bad Boys series is what I think of. That's their thing. They do together. They love playing these characters. They love doing these movies together. It's just, and you can see that when you watch this film. They waited so long to do this again, and it was utterly awesome, bro. From the writing perspective, from the story perspective, from the directing perspective, the new directors, they put so much passion into this film. They really loved making this movie. And what's even cooler is Michael Bay actually makes a cameo in this film. I didn't even know he was in it. I saw him in the movie, and I'm like, oh my gosh, that's Michael Bay in the freaking marriage, the wedding scene. That was so cool. I didn't think he was going to be in this movie, and he made a cameo. That was so cool. They didn't have to do that. Jerry Bruckheimer did that out of respect for Michael Bay, because he directed the first two movies, and he put him in the movie. That was awesome. But, I mean, no disrespect to Michael Bay. I do think this movie's better than the first two, but that doesn't mean the first two aren't great. They are, but they're classics. But this movie just took what Michael Bay made and just amped it up by a billion. The new directors really just put so much love and passion into this film. It was phenomenal, bro. I mean, bro, there's parts of the movie I cried. Bad Boys has not made me cry. This is the first one to do it. It gets that emotional sometimes. I mean, it's unreal. You would not think in a Bad Boys movie you would get emotional, but somehow you do in this. I don't even know that's possible. Like I've said, there's lots of spoilers. So I'm not going to talk about spoilers here, but there's an insane plot twist in the middle or like second half of the movie that blew my freaking mind. I was like, that was brilliant writing. I couldn't believe it. Like, oh my gosh, I've not seen brilliant writing in an action film in a long time. I mean, John Wick is obviously. I put Bad Boys for Life on John Wick 3 level. Yeah, it was that good. It was on John Wick 3 level. The action, the comedy, I just gush. I can gush. It could have been done any better than this. This was perfection. And what I mean by that is, it does have a couple of flaws. It's definitely not a perfect film, but it's a perfect third movie. Well, that's what I mean by that. So what are the flaws to Bad Boys for Life? Well, there's like one scene where the music's like, I mean, they could have done a little different. Like, there's a part where somebody dies and there's a funeral. I'm not going to say who dies, but there's a funeral and they play the bagpipe music because it was a famous guy that died or whatever. And I'm like, bro, why'd you play the background music with the bagpipe music? The way to do a funeral scene is to make it even more emotional than it was. It could have easily just had the bagpipes playing and make it a quiet scene, just the bagpipes in the background playing. That would have made it way more emotional and sad if you'd done it like that. But since the background music was playing with the bagpipe music, it was kind of distracting and it kind of took me out of the movie for a second. I'm like, why'd you do that? That doesn't make it very emotional when you play two types of music at the same time. It's just, I don't like it when filmmakers do that. It's annoying. Just play one type of music. Because the bagpipe music by itself would have been way more emotional. But since they played two types of music, it was kind of weird. But I guess another criticism, which is a nitpick. I mean, it's hard to find flaws in this film. But I guess a nitpick is I wish the movie was a little longer to expand on some of the story elements. And maybe delve into the characters a little more. I know that's usually my criticism for amazing movies like this, is that I wish they were longer. But, you know, for real, though, this movie could have been a little longer to expand on some of the characters and some of the story elements. But, like, some of the characters weren't fully fleshed out. Like, the new characters they added were amazing. These are some of the best new characters I've ever seen in a film. Like, all the cops that helped Marcus and Mike out, Mike Laurie and Marcus Brunette, the new characters they had to help them out are just the best new character. Like, bro, the team they have now is amazing. The new team they have is, like, badass. I love every character that they added. It was amazing. I mean, you would think people that are complaining, oh, I don't like the new characters in the trailer. Trust me, watch the film. You will love these characters. They are the best new characters in a third movie. I mean, I was impressed. I mean, it was like, you fall in love with them, bro. They're like, you connect with them. They're just that great. I mean, you know what? I'm just going to give it the 9.7. 9.7 out of 10. This movie is godlike. And I'm really excited to see what they do with this franchise next. I honestly want this to be the last movie because I don't think they're going to top this thing. But if they do make another movie, I hope it's not really called Bad Boys. I hope it's in the Bad Boys universe. But the next movie should focus on a character that I think needs more focus on, which is the villain. I'm not going to spoil who the villain is, what their connection to the other characters are, but I'm telling you guys, this movie is unreal. I was really worried going in, too. I'm like, is Bad Boys for Life going to be as good as the first two? Is it really as good as everybody's saying it is? It is as good as everybody's saying it is. Oh, man. I really don't know what other film this year is going to top this. I mean, the only new films I can think of are maybe Mulan, maybe Ghostbusters Afterlife, and maybe Bill and Ted 3, but other than that, I don't see any movie this year me giving a highest rating as this. This was exceptional, bro. Just exceptional. This is the greatest January movie of all time. I've never seen a January movie this good. This is unreal, bro. I mean, the fact that this movie's made $250 million worldwide already in like a week or two just goes to show how much people love Bad Boys. I mean, and how much the filmmakers love Bad Boys, because people are going back to see this multiple times. I mean, clearly, people love this movie, and people love this trilogy. This trilogy was flawless from beginning to end. It just got better each movie. And I don't know how they're going to top this third movie. This third movie was the perfect ending. This perfect everything. There's nothing more I could have wanted in this third movie. It was honestly brilliant, bro. I loved everything in it. So, If you don't believe me, go watch for yourself. So, ride together, die together. Bad boys for life. So, thank you all for watching. The Tina Meister is signing out. Bye-bye.